Alright, Matt family, we've been following this game since it was first announced, so I only thought it was right to go ahead and make a little mini video discussing this news that came out Friday. Overkill's The Walking Dead game has been delayed indefinitely on consoles. It's out right now on the PC. I believe down here in the article it says there's only like 700 people playing. 753 concurrent players on Steam right now. Now, this is a game that had a lot of potential. When the cinematic trailers, when it was first talked about, it was talked about like it was going to be virtual reality and all this hype, and it sounded freaking awesome. First-person shooter, they had cinematic trailers that were just glorious, and then it was revealed to be a first-person shooter kind of similar in the look of other games that were out that weren't as impressive. I think some people knock some of the visuals and how it looks. I think that had a lot to do with the cinematic trailers, obviously, because of how different they looked. But I do feel like the visuals would have been absolutely fine. Some of the visuals are beautiful and crisp. Some of the gameplay within the visuals, yeah, sure. Like when you fight the zombies, when you hit the zombies, when you interact with certain things, yeah, it's a bit clunky here and there, but I think the visuals would have been fine if the story itself and the gameplay and the purpose within the gameplay was more than just simply chores. The gameplay style it basically breaks down to chores. Find things, unlock things, open up things. I think it's lacking a story that was desperately needed, especially for a Walking Dead game. There's no story or purpose. Now, keep in mind, obviously, there is a story. There is characters. There is, stuff going on. But when I say lacking a story, I'm talking about one that people can get invested in, one that's immersive. There's none of that to be found. And that was the one thing, probably the biggest thing that kept me from saying, all right, you know what, I'm getting it day one. I knew I would eventually try it when it came out on console, but hearing what was revealed about the lack of story and characters and immersion is what really killed my interest. I'm fine with a first-person shooter. I'm fine with that. Side note, we will be playing Resident Evil 2 on this channel. Hopefully, if I get everything set up, we can stream it a little bit. Anyway, you can read the article if you want. It basically just says they released a 2-sentence announcement to investors. It says Starbreeze AB is currently evaluating and reviewing the performance of the game Overkill's The Walking Dead on consoles. It said no other reason or details were given. Down in this article, it does go over the rocky delays that this game has been plagued with. It was delayed by a year in January 2016. It was delayed by a year in 2017. During the PC gaming show at E3 2018, it was given a November launch date for all platforms. Its Xbox One and PS4 versions were delayed by 6 months in August. The game's PC version launched on Steam in November. It wasn't any good. That's what this article says. So, that's pretty much it for Overkill's The Walking Dead. I would imagine, I'm no expert, I would imagine it's dead in the water when it comes to consoles. I don't know what they can do, if there's anything they can do to solve this. Now, down at the bottom, I thought, The Walking Dead would take some type of hit for this, and I was kind of worried it would affect, The Walking Dead brand itself and maybe what other products they're putting out there, because we need a Walking Dead game. I mean, we need one. And again, one that's either Walking Dead in the style of The Last of Us, and I don't mean anything except that type of storytelling, that type of immersion, that type of character connection and emotional investment. We need something like that. Telltale's The Walking Dead, the old Telltale's The Walking Dead, something even in that style, but more interactive. Or Grand Theft Auto blended, a Red Dead Redemption blended with the Walking Dead characters. An open world style video game. We need something like this. I don't care if it's third person open world. I don't care if it's third person Last of Us where The world is laid out in front of you and you can maneuver around it, but you essentially have to go down certain pathways. I don't care if it's any of that, third person or first person. It can work, but it has to be different. A lot different than a lot of the first-person games that have been coming out, especially with the clunkiness when you're attacking walkers. And I say that especially when it comes to first-person, because that's a common thing you've seen in first-person games. The melees are always clunky and iffy looking. But when it comes to The Walking Dead specifically, because a lot of the first-person melee combat with the zombies, it's very important because you're going to have a lot of that in it. So if you can't have a game that is really fluid in that type of play, and I would say avoid multiplayer unless you have a really grounded and cool concept. Avoid that altogether. Stick with the single player, the storytelling. You can come up with an awesome battle royale. For one idea, battle royales have a storm that closes in. Imagine a herd of zombies that close in. And I say that would be kind of tricky, but scale back on some of the graphics and have it more stylized, like, for example, Telltale's The Walking Dead. Not that exact copy, but you know what I'm saying? Something that's a blend of Fortnite and Telltale's The Walking Dead visually. And then have, instead of the storm, it's a herd of zombies. Create some kind of cool battle royale. Something like that could work. Because then it's The Walking Dead. It may lack a little story. You can keep a story going within the different seasons within the game. But something like that could be pretty successful as long as it's done right. But that's it for this game. And I don't think, circling back to my original point, I don't think this is going to hurt The Walking Dead and what future games are coming out. Because this last sentence here, it says, in December, the company behind everything, game-wise, Starbreeze is said to have paid a $10 million licensing fee for the console versions. And I'm just thinking, wait a minute, I didn't even think about this before. Contracts and how everything works at rights and all that. This company, in December, Stockholm-based Starbreeze Studios filed for Swedish equivalent of bankruptcy protection and fired its chief executive following a November in which it reported disappointing sales for Overkill's The Walking Dead. So here's the thing. Starbreeze is the main company. They pay a $10 million licensing fee for the game, and I'm assuming that they pay it outright, and The Walking Dead, Skybound and all them, like, they get that $10 million and they're good. You know what I mean? They can continue business as usual, and it falls on this company, Starbreeze, because they just pay out the licensing. So originally I was just thinking of, in my head, and I don't even know why, but I was thinking of some type of partnership, and I was worried this would hurt The Walking Dead going forward and games that could come out. But it looks like essentially they, rented the licensing for the game and, didn't work. So The Walking Dead can come out with a video game with a new company, different type, that could work. So I'm excited about some potential there. In closing, because I don't really want to make a bunch of small, multiple videos, I do want to talk about Punisher. The Season 2 is out. Big fan of The Punisher, big fan of Jon Bernthal. He's Shane from The Walking Dead. I'm excited to get into this. I haven't even watched one episode yet, but if you guys have watched it, let me know what you think about that. And if you want a mini review, not anytime soon. I can't watch every single episode. There's no way I'm going to be able to binge it in the next week or two, but I have checked out. If you want a mini review, let me know down in the comment box down below. But I have checked out, and I don't have a picture for it. Where's the picture for it? All right, there's no picture for it. I have looked at True Detective Season 3, Episode 1, and like 20 minutes into Episode 2, and I looked for an image to put on the screen, and the first thing that popped up was a couple, like, horrible reviews, and I was shocked because I really liked Episode 1. The timeline has that, you're really interested, really curious, it really works, but it also has that tickle in the back of your head, like, they're jerking you around. So I want to just, as long as they keep it interesting and nice without feeling like they're jerking me around, I think I'm going to really enjoy that. As far as the performance, I can't pronounce his name, but I think his last name's Ali. damn, I forget what he was in. I think he was even in Punisher season 1. No, am I mixing him up with a different actor? Yo, I think he was even in either Punisher or Luke Cage or something like that. I think he was in one of the Marvel shows, but he's been in a number of different movies and TV recently, and he did a very subtle and powerful performance in True Detective episode 1, especially in one scene. He's aged, and the way they aged him, they did a great job. It wasn't like overkill and ridiculous, no pun intended. It wasn't, overdone and ridiculous. And it looked good when they aged him, because they aged him to be like in his 70s or, 60s or late 60s or something. And then they show him when he's in his 30s. And I thought they did a fantastic job when they aged him. But he's given this interview, and he has this moment, this really powerful, emotional moment. And I was like, yo, if the performances are going to be like this all throughout, this is going to be on and popping. So I'm nervous because of the lack, those 2 or 3 shitty reviews that popped up immediately. But I really enjoyed episode 1. So if you got HBO, or even if you don't got it, if you want it to watch True Detective, all you need nowadays is internet. Go on HBO, make a profile, and then get HBO. Is it Now or HBO? Yeah, it's called HBO Now. It's an app. I throw it on my phone. I can watch it anywhere. My brother wants to watch HBO. He puts it on his computer. He can watch it on his computer. It's perfect. And I think that's what more AMC needs to do that with Premiere. Whatever they got going on with Premiere. Unconnect it from the freaking as an add-on. Forget that shit. And then make it its own little mini app where you could just pull it up and watch programs. That'd be crazy. Anyway, so yeah, True Detective Season 1 was my favorite. I love that. Season 2 was worth the watch, but I didn't really find it all that exciting. I had some issues with certain things. But Season 3 has a lot of potential, so I can't wait to get through that. And I definitely will at least give my thoughts and opinions. That airs an episode a week, I think. There's 3 episodes out now, so I can't binge it and review it all. We're just going to have to wait till it finishes. So put your thoughts and opinions in the comment box. What do you think about Punisher Season 2? What do you think about True Detective Season 3? And what do you think about Overkill's The Walking Dead being dead on console? Put your thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking, so it's your turn. Oh, and don't forget, we got the new content up on the Ronnie Hayes channel. That's the companion channel. Whole bunch of new Fortnite videos, and I just uploaded a new duo gameplay with me and Dallas from DD Gaming. And DD Gaming is a channel that's coming under the Map umbrella, so there's going to be a lot more content. I'm featured in their videos on the duos. It's from his perspective on that channel, and you can hear my voice, but there's no webcam. And we're going to be doing duo streams together in the future, as well as face cams and everything. Everything's upgrading the deeper we get into 2019, so I can't wait. But we're focusing right now on the gaming side of it, and then we're going to get back over to Map and start putting out a lot of the polished Map content. Everything's just rolling. We just got to get that propped up nice, and then we'll come back over here and start getting all the content out fully. So, all right, thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.